Hi, I'm Joe Walensky, and I'm the program manager for Seattle's annual user experience conference called ConveyUX that's coming up February 27, 28, and March 1. And with yet another one of our great speakers for our upcoming event. And today I am speaking with Sarah Higley. Hello, Sarah. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thanks.
And yeah, I'm speaking as it gets to be evening in Seattle at the Blink UX offices. Where are you speaking to us from today? Where's your office at?
I actually work remotely, so I'm at home also in Seattle.
All right. Well, glad we were able to connect up for this, and we're excited to be having you involved. A good place to start would be just a little bit of a description of your background and the types of things that you're involved with.
I started as a front-end web developer in Austin, Texas, actually, which is where I first got into accessibility in web development. And then I've gradually moved more and more into kind of JavaScript heavy and JavaScript web app heavy development position, which is where I am now. I currently work on the Dojo framework.
So what's a day in the life like for you, Sarah?
Well, right now I start work about 8 a.m. I work remotely, so I either work at home or go to a cafe or library. Right now we're kind of in the middle of a push for beta 5 for Dojo, and I work on the widgets and both the accessibility and just general functionality. So I kind of straddle the line between accessibility review and accessibility related development, and also just plain straight up JavaScript development. It's open source, so it's a lot of fun to be given time to work on an open source project and be paid for that by my company. Yeah.
Well, so we definitely know each other from local meetups, and I've always been pretty amazed by your technical abilities that you have. I'm sure you're always checking out new technologies and processes. Is there anything that you're particularly interested or excited about working with right now?
Well, I've always really liked different types of animation in the browser, from CSS to JavaScript libraries like GreenSock, and I really like the Web Animations API that's relatively new and gaining support right now. So I've been playing with that. It allows you much more control over stepping through timelines of animation and reversing and things like that you wouldn't get with straight CSS. So.
Well, the topic that you're going to have for the conference is entitled "Don't Forget Your Keys in Accessibility," and I think that's one of the places that we met is through the Puget Sound Accessible Design meetup group, of which I'm one of the co-organizers, and you recently gave a great talk that got into a lot of the technical aspects of making accessibility happen, which by the way fits really well into our new development stream interest area at the conference for this year. But why don't you talk a little bit about what you'll be discussing in your presentation, and maybe how that fits into the things that you do in your job.
Yeah, first off, I love that you're organizing a conference with like accessibility devoted talks, and I saw that mine wasn't the only one, and I really like that. I think that's the growing trend, and it's awesome. My talk is specifically for developers, and it focuses on keyboard accessibility because that's something that's really in the control of developers. And it goes over kind of common pitfalls. So what people often do that is either misguided or just like misguided but from a good place, or just from ignorance. So like very basic, don't do these things. It also goes over how to think about interacting with a web component in such a way that you don't just do the default of thinking I'm interacting with a mouse on a screen, which is what most people do because that's how most people interact, especially developers. So I kind of go over, how to change your thinking so you're thinking about keyboard access. I touch a little bit on screen readers and go over who might be using the keyboard to interact with the web.
Well, yeah, again, really happy to have you involved at the conference for accessibility. And it is one of the things that We do like to, have several sessions about, and we'll be also talking to some of those other speakers in upcoming recordings. But thanks for taking the time, and we'll see you when we get together for the conference in about 2 months.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks a lot, Sarah. Bye-bye.
Thanks.